Can you, first of all, for the record, tell us your name?
My name is Kathy Simister.
Just so we make sure we've got it for the record. And then just tell me what you've got here and tell me your story. Start from the beginning.
Well, what I have here is the war story of my Uncle Frank, who was from St. John, and he came out to the Carlton, York to join, I guess, so he would be able to go overseas. And he was, what stands out with us is his bronze cross, but it's the Dutch bronze cross, and it's the Queen Wilhelmina one. And I believe he was one of very few who received this honor, and he got it because he was a runner with the Carlton York and took messages through and went through quite a dangerous time. But we have him here on holiday, and when he was a young soldier, and then years later, and that would be in the parade in St. John, wearing these medals. That would be what I would, and we're very impressed with him for having done that.
And I see that he's also won a mention in dispatches.
For the reason he got the bronze, Dutch bronze medal.
And you showed me in Robert Tooley's regimental history, you showed me that page.
It's mentioned in here.
Do you want to read off that passage?
Sure.
Pretty fascinating.
And it does say, the proximity of the enemy also prevented the company commander from reaching his wireless set to call for armor. The only way out of the dilemma was to send a runner with a message 1,000 yards back to Battalion HQ. Private Frank Tate was selected and given a written message. He ran and crawled 400 yards under heavy machine gun fire until he was out of enemy observation and successfully reached his destination, where he amplified the message verbally to such good purpose that 2 troops of tanks were at once sent forward to the company commander and helped the infantry clear out the enemy, 18 of whom were taken prisoner. For this meritorious action, Private Tate received a mention in dispatches and the Dutch Bronze Cross.
Marvelous. That would have been in the battle to reach the Apeldoorn Canal in mid-April 1945. But tell us how the family remembers him, and what was he like after the war? What was his return home?
Well, he was a much quieter member of the family. My father was a navigator and then a flyer, a pilot in the war, and he returned as well. But Uncle Frank was much quieter about his exploits, and lived quietly in St. John after that. And we retired here in Carlton County and have been here ever since.
And how does your family remember him?
Fondly. but we were surprised that he would be mentioned in dispatches, because we were thinking he was a quiet man and not warlike at all. So we were.
When did you learn of this?
When he was showing us his medal. He did show us the medal, and then when he passed away, I found the book.
I do have a World War II
pages of
Air
where
Force.
he'd been mentioned.
Still alive.
Well, thank you. Is there anything else you can think of that you wanted to
And they did a
include?
banner.
Any memories of him?
And
that you want to include?
he joined up.
He always marched in the parades on Remembrance Day. And if he was able to, he was marching. He was very proud of his service.
It seems clear in that photograph.
Yes.
Well, Kathy, thank you very much for bringing this up today. It's quite lovely. This photograph in particular of them on leave in Rome strikes me as very significant. A lot of veterans that we've encountered over the years, that we've interviewed, described their most memorable experiences of the Second World War, not as the horrors of the film, but in terms of the marvelous pieces of the world that they never dreamed of being in. So a carriage ride through the streets of Rome, a visit to the Colosseum, and a blessing by the Pope would be
Yeah.
often stands out. And I see that he served both in Italy as well as in the Dutch campaign, so he would have seen
I
a
visited her.
great deal of service in action.
But he's still quite sharp.
Thank you very much for bringing
You're
these in to us to share with us today.